everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something super exciting to dive into. That's right, we're breaking down the brand new trailer for Venom: The Last Dance.
The time has come.
This is the third and final installment in Tom Hardy's run as our favorite symbiote anti-hero, and there's a ton to unpack. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's get into it. The trailer kicks off with Eddie Brock strolling through a quaint town in Mexico. Now, for those of you who stuck around for the mid-credit scenes in Venom: Let There Be Carnage, you'll remember Eddie was zapped into the MCU during his stay at a Mexican hotel. And then, in Spider-Man: No Way Home, he was chatting with a bartender about the Avengers and the Snap before getting zapped away again.
Tell me again about your purple alien that loves stones. Because I tell you what, man, aliens, they do not love stones.
It looks like the movie picks up right where that left off, with Eddie still in Mexico. He's even rocking the same clothes, so this could literally be moments after that mid-credit scene. Eddie's definitely not in Kansas anymore, or should I say, not in the MCU anymore. Seems like he's back in his own universe. Next, we see Eddie stumble into a grim situation, a room filled with locked up dogs, and he's facing off against some shady characters. This is probably a dogfighting ring that Eddie, or rather Venom, decided to crash. Eddie's giving the bad guys a chance to back down, but we all know how that's gonna end. Eddie and Venom try to say their iconic "We are Venom" line, but they're hilariously out of sync.
We are
Venom!
No. Yeah, we.
It's a fun nod to their symbiotic relationship being a bit rocky, but when they finally get it right, you know the bad guys are in for it. Venom does what he does best, chomping down on the heads of the bad guys. Afterward, Eddie, followed by a bunch of dogs, mutters something about needing a Tylenol. It's a bit garbled, but it adds a nice touch of humor to the scene. We get our first look at Juno Temple's character, a scientist studying aliens for some military group. Her voiceover hints at a big secret about the universe that she and her team are trying to keep under wraps. Meanwhile, we see a shot of a military camp with symbiotes trapped by some sort of sonic devices, one of their known weaknesses. Here's where things get a bit tricky. Cristo Fernandez, the resort bartender from No Way Home, makes an appearance. And then we see Chiwetel Ejiofor capturing a piece of Venom's symbiote from the MCU. But wait, if this movie is set in Sony's universe, how is Ejiofor's character here? Hopefully the film will clear up this crossover confusion. A quick shot of Eddie on CCTV reminds us that he's a wanted man. Considering his notoriety as Venom, it's no surprise that someone is hunting him down. My bet is on that mysterious alien task force we saw earlier. Ejiofor's character leads a group of soldiers, all with their faces covered. Could these be the Sim Soldiers? In Marvel's comics, there was a project that created super soldiers using symbiote DNA during the Vietnam War. These soldiers eventually became corrupted. Fast forward, and Venom was bonded with Flash Thompson to create Agent Venom. Could this be the storyline we're seeing here? The soldiers seem to be using high-powered sonic weapons against Venom, causing him immense pain. It's a brutal scene and highlights just how vulnerable Venom is to sound. Fan favorite Mrs. Chen is back. Eddie and Venom reunite with her in Las Vegas, and there's a fun moment where she dances with Venom. It's a lighthearted break in what looks like a pretty intense movie. Stephen Graham's character gets captured by Ejiofor's team. They seem to be running some painful experiments on him, possibly trying to extract symbiote DNA. Is this how they create the Sim Soldiers? Only time will tell. We see what looks like a symbiote dragon, potentially Grendel. In the comics, Grendel was a dragon symbiote created by Null, a godlike being who created the symbiote race. This connection could hint at a much larger threat heading towards Earth. Meteors streak across the sky as Venom says, "Eddie, my home has found us."
Eddie, my home has found us.
This likely means the symbiotes are coming to Earth en masse. In the comics, the symbiotes were imprisoned on the planet Clintar by Null. If they've escaped, Earth is in serious trouble. The man we saw being tortured earlier floats to the front of his cell and ominously declares, "As long as Venom lives, everything will end." It's clear the symbiotes want Venom dead. But why? Maybe Venom is seen as a traitor to his kind. And finally, we see Venom bonded with a horse. It's a brief but awesome shot,
Only one way to find out.
showcasing Venom's ability to bond with pretty much any living creature. Venom: The Last Dance looks like it's going to be a wild ride. With multiple symbiotes, a possible introduction to the Sim Soldiers, and the return of familiar faces, there's a lot to look forward to. The movie hits theaters on October 25th, 2024, and I, for one, can't wait to see how this trilogy wraps up. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth trailer breakdowns and Easter egg hunts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
There has to be a reason they're after us.